Welcome, all of you, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. To begin with, my humble salutations to the man behind all this, Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji, Swarnamala Patriji, and to all the viewer gods and the participant gods. Today, we are beginning with a new session, meditation and conscious living. Why this conscious living? Because if we look at ourselves, if we reflect our everyday life or life as a whole chunk, we see that everybody desires that ultimate peace, joy, and serenity within, and the calmness in our relationships, in the material transactions, and in the situations too. We look for always peace, joy, and happiness are the ultimate goals. That is why we are looking for a luxurious home or transportation or anything. Ultimately, the goal is to be happy and joyful within. But we see in a day, the number of hours we are awake, most of the time, what's happening is we don't even notice that we are getting angry, we are getting into arguments, we are getting into conflicts within the situations and people around. So, is it ever possible that we can stay joyful continuously? That's our biggest question. Every person aims at these things, but most of them die without even experiencing that ultimate joy of life. Life is going on autopilot mode. We wake up in the morning, brush our teeth, bathe, go to our routine jobs, and again come back, fix our daily routine chores, and then go back to sleep. So, mostly our life is going on autopilot mode, and we are not able to notice ourselves. We are not even looking back, pausing for a moment to see how is our life moving on and how fast are we, the time is passing away. We see that we do these things for time pass, but if we look at it, we are not passing time, time is passing us away. So it is good that we have gathered here to create some knowledge sessions, knowledge sharing sessions, kind of. I am trying to grow within myself, and I would like to share my introspections and observations with you so that we can all grow together towards a better and a peaceful life within. And as a result, our society and our surroundings, our families also can live joyfully and happily. We can contribute to a better and a joyful society. So let us look at why this is happening. If we look at the nature of peace, what is the nature of peace? We can't show it, how big it is. It doesn't have any measures, like it is length, breadth, and all. It is not a solid thing to show to anybody. It is the subtle thing. And subtle thing, how are we going? We are trying to achieve the subtle thing through the physical means. Like we are running we think that this will give me joy, this will give me peace, and we are running behind the things. Definitely, we need those things for a comfortable physical life, comforts in the physical life. But see, to get some comforts in the physical life itself, we need to do a little bit of work. Means only as a result of work we get comforts. You work for it, you get money, you work for it, and through that money you can buy something and get buy more comforts in life. Similarly, this peace, which is a subtle entity, it cannot be bought through these physical things. What are we trying to? We are not understanding the correlation between peace and the comforts in life. We have assumed that all these comforts will definitely give us peace. Only to a certain extent it will contribute, but it cannot give us most of the peace. Why? Is because the peace as it is it is a very subtle in nature. We have to put different kind of efforts to get peace. Peace and these our physical comforts have got very little relationship. So we need to understand the proper relationship. By doing what can we achieve the subtle entity called as peace that we are looking at so much. So what is this peace, and why are we not peaceful most of the time? That is because we have not understood our true self. How can I say that I have not understood my true self? Like, from my birth, I have been addressed as my physical name, right? Example, Bharati, Bharati. My parents called me like that. My friends called me that. And I did something and all. So I always identify myself with the physical body. And that peace is not able to quantifiable entity. So that is separate and the physical thing is separate. So this subtle thing can be achieved only by understanding and going deeper into that subtle self of us. So who am I truly? What's happening? Outside, I look so happy, right? So inside, you cannot see myself properly. I may have some other thoughts may be going on, some other emotions may be going on inside. Those things other persons can never see unless and until I use the physical means to speech to express what am I going through in the mind and the emotions. Unless and until I tell, you can never analyze or come to that conclusion. So that peace is related to the subtle thought process and the subtle emotions that are happening within. So we need to check on these things to get become peaceful, to achieve that serenity in life. So who is that looking into this? See, suddenly I may be looking happy, but inside something else may be going on, and I may not be able to enjoy whatever I'm doing in the present moment. So the correlation is not there properly. We are missing that correlation. So now we'll try to see what is that ultimate self, which is aiming at peace. See, if at all why at all we are why at all we're discussing peace? Because we all love peace. Why do we love peace? Why don't we love anger? It is also similar. Anger is also subtle thing, and irritation is also subtle thing. But definitely we don't love those things. We are not aiming at those things. We are aiming at peace. Why are we not aiming at anger or irritation in life? Because we are not that. And why do we love peace? Is we are peace. So, but we haven't recognized that we are peace. So how to recognize that I am that peace? So let us look at the nature of life itself for some time. This physical body is there. This physical body doesn't stay permanent, right? This came into on this earth few years back, and I definitely know that this body will exit. This body comes with an expiry date. So this physical entity, but I am always thinking that I am this body. Obviously, the moment I open my eyes, I think that I am this body. That is happening because of our society conditioning. Day in, day out, I identify only whatever I talk, it will be about this body itself. Most of the time, I'm not addressing that true self within. Who is that true self within? How do we say that there is somebody else, the true self within? this extra person who came into me. How can I say that? So we are all familiar with the process of death. So many people have seen death. I think there is no one here who has never means heard of somebody dying, or you might have also seen death as such. So what is that death? For example, whatever means, here I will share my own experiences, because I don't want to confuse you with my philosophies and all. So I will just tell my experience, and you can take some things. If it connects to you, you can take it, and don't take anything, don't believe anybody blindly. Here it is like, as Patriji sir says, your own breath is your guru, and your own experiences should be your guru. So don't believe whatever I say. Whatever I say, you try to experiment within, and then you can do whatever you want based upon your analysis. So I will tell my own experiences of death. Like, for example, I saw my father dying in front of my eyes. At that time, what happened? The body which is speaking to me is in front of me, but suddenly the body is not speaking. The body is not eating food, right? So only when there is some energy within the body, then the body can speak, and the body can interact with me. So that interaction is happening by some other unseen entity. If the interaction is happening because of the presence of the some unseen entity, then can I say that this person is not this person at all? That unseen entity was interacting with me. So I started my questioning process from there. It means that even now, there is some unseen entity sitting within this body and talking, interacting, hearing, and whatever. The life process is happening because of the unseen entity. So I can surely say that the day this unseen entity leaves this body, then this body is not me anymore. So I can say that this is a dead body, for example, dead body and the unseen entity here, and I am alive here. This is my dead body, plus this unseen entity becomes alive me. And alive me, take off this unseen entity, I become dead, and no more interaction. So that unseen entity which is in this body, means some people may call it as Atman, consciousness, or whatever you may say, but we don't identify ourselves with that. Most of the time you identify me with the body only. So according to Patriji, he used to address everybody as my dear gods, right? But we don't experience life as God, nor me, nor the others. If for a second I can address everybody as God, then all my relationships are best relationship, right? Sometimes I have complaints on some my relationships, but at that moment, like if I say I see that the entity which is keeping this body alive means that is God only, and that God is speaking, so I am God. If I address, if I am continuously aware, aware is conscious, if I am conscious that I am God, then I can never be restless, irrespective of my physical condition. Means whether I may be living in a big house, small house, doesn't matter. I may be having a very high end car or a normal car. I'll still be happy, because I'm experiencing myself as God, and the experience of God is nothing but bliss, that peace, and that is why we all crave for that peace ultimately, because the very nature of my true existence is bliss, nothing other than that. Whatever positive things they are, put it on this end, subtle self, the true self, and whatever negative things, judgment, complaints, whatever they are, put it on the this end, with that ignorance, we can say. That ignorance wherein I panic, I don't remember that I am God, and I panic thinking of my own insecurities as the body. That is called as ignorance, or some people may call it as mind or ego. Because of that wrong conditioning can be called as ignorance. So all the negativities are happening due to the ignorance of our true self. There's a nice poem, you should all research on Google. Srimad Raj Chandra. He is a Gujarati enlightened being. He says, whoever doesn't understand their true self, that the suffering is due to that. The suffering is not due to the desires. I can have millions of desires, but when in spite of having those desires, if I understand that if I'm self-aware, if I'm conscious always that I am God, then I am in bliss, along with the desires I'm having, along with the family life, along with the family, whatever relationships, whatever they may be, whether the relationships are cordial or are not cordial, that doesn't matter. You can still be peaceful because you are God. Your true existence is God itself. So, to get in touch with that God, the only way is our, as our Patriji has given to us, the when you hold on your awareness to the breath, when you focus on your breath, slowly you will reach, when your physical self calms down, when it relaxes and your mental thought process relaxes, then you will come in touch with your true self, and you can experience that bliss and that calmness. Once you keep on practicing this, then that awareness will continue in your day-to-day activities. And even when day-to-day activities also, if you can stay conscious and aware, you can also skip meditation. We should be able to live moment by moment in that ultimate consciousness. That living in that ultimate consciousness in our daily life, that is very much similar to meditation. So you need not sit closed eyes also, but to come to that stage and to recognize your own true self. Till then we need to meditate to understand our true self. What is understanding our true self? When can we understand our true self? By maintaining the awareness moment by moment basis. Means initially we should not be trying to maintain awareness at once. Oh, okay, tomorrow whole day I'm going to be aware. We need not concentrate on hours together at a chunk. Take one moment at a time and just keep checking. Am I aware that I'm God? I'm not this body. I'm not this mind. I am the energy in this body. If you have that awareness, then the outside life that doesn't touch too much for you, doesn't impact on you. Always awareness is staying in the consciousness that I am not this body. I am not this body. But use this body in whatever ways you want. You want to conquer all your desires, you want all your aspirations, you can achieve. But always maintain that consciousness that I am the energy within. I am the very consciousness within this body, using this body. So, I think most of you are all aware with the meditation process. So we need not discuss, okay, if, in case somebody new persons watch this, just how do we meditate? How do we focus? We can't even meditate because see, most of the time I close my eyes, but that doesn't mean I'm meditating, right? I am trying to focus my mind on the breath. Meditation will happen when I can connect to my true self immediately. That will happen for some people immediately, for some people after some time. It depends upon person to person. So till then, I am trying to focus on my breath. And by this process, I'm trying to relax my mind for some time. And I'm sitting in a first physical relaxed posture, comfortably straight, backbone straight, legs crossed, and fingers crossed like this. And we close our eyes and then slowly observe our breath, become aware, get our focus on to the breath. And then when the body relaxes, when the mind relaxes, slowly that connection with the true self happens. And then we discover our true self. And once you have this habit of relaxing the mind and the thought process, you will become more and more aware in the day-to-day life outside. So let me share one simple story here. How to train ourselves and never be disappointed, like, oh, okay, I've been practicing meditation, but again when I come back to life, as soon as you open your eyes, you need to live in the regular day-to-day life. And then again seeing our too much workload, or our children demands and all, we need not get out of balance. Say that I am mentally relaxed, physically active. I am physically active, I am mentally relaxed. Means you need to keep on suggesting your mind, because if you leave the mind to itself, then it will create, again, it may fall into this age-old habits of getting irritated, angry, and its own redundant thinking. So we don't want that to happen. So we introduce there a deliberate something, so that you keep on giving some work to the mind, so that the mind is being engaged. Like, how do you take care of children and babies, young kids? How do you take care? You see that they are engaged in some activity, so that they don't enter into all kinds of naughtiness or destroying our things, right? Like that, treat the mind like a baby. And then we need to give the knowledge that the mind is always joyful, the mind can maintain like that. So for that, the thought process should be maintained healthy. We should give a healthy thought, continuous supply. How can you maintain that continuous supply of positive thought in the mind? By maintaining that consciousness and awareness. What's the difference between consciousness and awareness? Sometimes you forget and fall into that body mode, right? And I forget and again become angry. Suddenly I became awake, right? That is that suddenly, oh, what's happening? That thought process is called as awareness, which is bringing back the connection to the consciousness or the true self itself. That connection to get into that mode, that is called as awareness, suddenly awareness. See, without awareness, it's like I'm living like a dead body. If I'm not watching the words I'm speaking to you, if the words are coming out in autopilot mode, then I don't know, right, what I'm speaking. So before I leave, the some words come into the mind, and the combination and the words that come out, in between there is awareness watching these words. Consciousness, in the universal consciousness, there is knowledge available, and from there we are connecting like Wi-Fi connection and retrieving the data from there through awareness, and then sharing the data. So these things are happening. So another 5 minutes is left. If anybody has anything like questions, I will try to answer. Otherwise, we will do this breath observation meditation, Anapanasati meditation. You can unmute yourself and ask. If nobody wants to ask anything, then here's a simple story. There's a king. Somebody gifted him 4 wild horses. They were very robust, very beautiful horses, but they were untrained. Nobody can ride them. They will just kick us or make us fall down. So somebody gifted him such robust, untrained wild horses to him. So he wanted to train these horses, and he announced large ransom amount for many people to train these horses, but nobody was successful. They gave up on these horses and they used to go. In the end, the king is now frustrated, and then he is now thinking that, okay, I can't do anything with these wild horses, just release them. At that time, a young boy comes and says that I would like to try to train these horses and take the gift you want to give. Then the king laughs at the boy. So many experts have tried to train these wild horses. Nobody was successful, and you look like a young child. How can you do this? Then the boy asks, I need to take these wild horses with me for 1 year. After 1 year, I will get back. Then so, okay, the king is relieved anyway he wants to get rid of these horses, so he sends these horses with the boy. And the boy goes into the forest, and then here weeks pass by, months pass by, the boy doesn't return. 1 year is done, and the king thinks, okay, I know, finally even this boy also is not successful in training these horses. But suddenly on that end of the day, that boy comes riding the horse, and the rest 3 horses are nicely following. So he successfully trained all those 4 horses. The king is surprised at the young boy's capabilities. So he says, how could you do this? When so many experts have failed, how could you so beautifully do this? Then the boy says, I didn't do much. I just took them into the horse. I just left them free to graze, and I used to just be with them. When they slept, I slept. When they eat food, that time when they're grazing the grass, I also eat my food. And when they drink water, I also used to go and drink water with them. So then by and by, the horses thought that I was also a part of them only. I was also one horse. And then slowly they were comfortable with me. And he put a saddle on the horse. Initially, the horses kicked, but again slowly he kept on trying. And then they allowed him to put the saddle, and later on he also started riding on them. So this is how our man, buddhi, chit, ahankar, mind, intellect, ego, and our chit, all these 4 are our, right now they are untrained horses. From childhood, nobody told me that I am composed of these things. Then I am not this body. I need to monitor my mind. I never knew this. Only recently I came to know. So now I'm working on myself by focusing on my breath. And now I'm trying to watch my thought process. I didn't even know that this thought process is different and I am separate. I can watch these thoughts. All these things we never know. We are new to this, right? So our wild horses needs to be trained on this knowledge. We need to be with the wild horses, become friend, always being with them, staying with them, and observing what they are doing. That itself is enough to put them on the track. We need not struggle too much. How? Just by watching them. How are we watching now? By watching our breath, and slowly that our horses will get trained very slowly. First, we need to train our mind to sit quietly for some time and observe our breath. So I will start the music and we will do Anapanasati meditation. Sit in a relaxed posture. Sitting in a comfortably straight, erect position. Fingers crossed. Eyes lightly closed. Relaxed. Deep inhale. With a beautiful smile on the face, start observing forward. We will sit for half an hour. This is not a guided meditation. You should focus on your breath, blissful heart, maintaining that bliss in the heart, a beautiful smile on the face, and a gentle kindness in the eyes. We all observe our breath. Take the inhalation with lot of joy, joyful inhalation and joyful exhalation. Enjoy the process of breathing. 5 minutes more. Enjoy the process of breathing. Breathe consciously. Let us now send few good wishes for the universe, expressing our gratitude. May all beings of the universe be happy, peaceful, and be liberated. May all beings of the universe be peaceful, be happy, and be liberated. May all beings of the universe be peaceful, be healthy, and be liberated. I radiate peace. I radiate bliss. I radiate love. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly rub your hands. Gently place them on your eyes. And with a wonderful smile, open your eyes and come to the present moment. Thank you so much for participating. If anybody has anything to share, you can please go ahead and unmute yourself. Otherwise, hope to see you tomorrow. We will continue. Yeah, anybody wants
Very good, Bharati. It was really very nice and peaceful. I didn't feel that it was half an hour. Yeah, felt very good. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yeah, wonderful participation. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Hi, Bharati. This is
Pardon?
I said it was really nice. I wish, from tomorrow I sit in one place and, listen and meditate. Today being the first day, I just wanted to see how it goes. But yeah, I want to allocate this time like 2 to 3, to sit and listen and meditate with you.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. You can give full awareness to this subject because it is a comprehension of so many masters' knowledge. And
Yeah.
I took it from the very basic. As you proceed, I want to proceed. I didn't want to bombard you with all that knowledge. So, but if
Uh,
you will benefit more, you can give your total awareness to this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, sure. I'm just looking forward for that. Yeah. I just wanted to give myself some time to get adapt to this and yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Hope you all keep your videos open so that we can exchange more of good energies, goodwill, peace, joy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We'll try to, actually located in East Coast. It's a working day, it's a work time. So, whenever possible, we'll try to keep it,
Only
open and
but there's no compulsion, but we will get the good energies exchange.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank
Much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. చాలా బాగుంది.